3 weeks before it takes effect, the federal government officially filing a lawsuit today to block Arizona's illegal immigration law. A question of constitutionality. Who better to ask than the host of Freedom Watch, the hottest new show on TV, Judge Andrew Napolitano, the rock star, is here right now. So, Judge,
Mac, you're so kind.
Well, I'm just telling the truth. Judge, what do you make of this suit?
Well, there's a couple of issues here. The 14th Amendment empowers the federal government to bring lawsuits or to restrain by litigation the states when, in the opinion of the federal government, the states are doing something they're not supposed to do. And this Justice Department believes that Arizona should not be enacting this statute. Why, you ask? Here's why. In 1939, the state of Pennsylvania was trying to find Nazi sympathizers amongst resident aliens. So the state enacted legislation that said all aliens in Pennsylvania have to register with the state. Supreme Court said to Pennsylvania, you can't do it, because when the states formed the federal government, they gave away their power to deal with foreign countries and foreign persons. It's exclusively a federal issue.
It's called the Supremacy Clause, right?
Correct. Now, this is coming from somebody who is a staunch defender of state sovereignty. But if the states gave anything away, it is this area of dealing with foreign governments and foreign people. If each state could regulate immigration as it sees fit, you'd have 50 different immigration regulations instead of one.
Do you agree with the lawsuit?
I do agree with the lawsuit. I agree that the Arizona statute is unconstitutional because it wades into an area reserved by the Constitution exclusively for the federal government.
Now, what is Arizona supposed to do? I mean, most Americans, the polls show, want the U.S. to secure the border first and then deal with immigration reform.
Well, Arizona can secure its border by the use of its National Guard and the use of its police. Arizona could also threaten to secede from the Union, and then it wouldn't have to listen to what the feds told it to do. A threat not likely to be carried out, but one that would certainly wake the federal government up to the following fact. No president since Richard Nixon has taken seriously the immigration laws of this country, because Republicans want cheap labor and Democrats want easy votes, and no one's been able to bite the bullet and enforce the laws and protect the border.
Do you think
that includes people as liberal as Bill Clinton and as conservative as Ronald Reagan?
Do you think it'll lead to what they're calling facial profiling?
Yes, I do, and that's another reason that I believe it's unconstitutional, because it will encourage the police to stop people on the basis of the way they appear, and the Supreme Court does not allow that.
Has that happened yet?
Well, the statute hasn't kicked in yet for another couple of weeks,
but are police officers doing anything along those lines?
Police officers do that all the time. That's why we have judges.
But I'm saying in Arizona.
Well, I have no knowledge of what goes on in Arizona.
Why bring it to, look at this lawsuit has already been teed up in the courts by the ACLU.
Now, that's a very good question.
Why is the U.S. joining in on that?
There's 5 lawsuits. The federal government is sort of gilding the lily by jumping in on this. But I will tell you, federal judges take seriously what the Justice Department thinks about interference with federal law. So this will, not in an inappropriate way, put the thumb of the federal government on the side of the scales against this legislation. And whatever federal judge gets this will take note of that.
Then what happens if the Justice Department wins? And
then the state of Arizona will be permanently enjoined from enforcing the law. But here's what they're asking for. They're asking for a temporary injunction while the court studies the law. That will probably be granted, so that a year from now, some federal judge will say, I've decided it's constitutional,
so what
you
does
can
Arizona
enforce
do?
it.
I mean, it's illegal to not have, basically your registration papers.
But it
is
not a criminal offense. Arizona has made it a criminal offense.
It's a federal law. I mean, it's against federal law to be an illegal alien.
Correct, but it is not a crime. You can't be prosecuted and go to jail for it. You can be deported. I realize that that is a fine distinction, but Arizona has made it a state crime to violate federal law. That has never happened in the history of the country.
I just learned, I feel like I went to Law School 101 just now. I just learned so much from you, Judge. I really appreciate it.
No wonder I love you, Mac.
Well, thanks. Join the club. No, I'm kidding. All right, Judge, so great to see you. No, you're the club of one. The club of one being the judge. All right. Remember, you have to check out the judge's new Fox Business show, Freedom Watch, 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturday, and 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Sunday. Next up, when push, really, the judge is, a fan base of one. No, I'm kidding.